inmate at the Southern Ohio Correctional Institution. To accept this call, press 0. Your current balance is $18.42. This call is from a DRC correctional facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Utilization of an unapproved application and three-way calls to communicate are strictly prohibited and a violation of DRC policy. Thank you for using GTL. Thank you for using GTL.
Hello.
Hi. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I was just saying, when they grant the grievance and I don't do no further type of investigation, they came here and they drilled the holes that were that are in the vent that try to make them a little bit wider. Well, since there's already a vent in there that's already designed for prison and that's already secured and it already has small holes in it, there's no reason to have another welded metal plate welded in front of it with more holes. So these holes don't align with the original holes, so it's still blocked.
That's right.
So I still don't have proper ventilation.
So
Just
they're
like
trying
everyone
to
else
make it
here has
look like
proper
there's
ventilation.
holes, but because the holes don't align with the original holes, they're still blocked.
Yeah.
They just tried to
They're still
pretend
blocked.
that they were putting holes in there, but the holes aren't effective because they're not going all the way through with the original holes.
Exactly, and the original holes are bigger, so it's still obstructed. Even if every single hole did line up, which they don't, even if there were the same amount of holes, which there's not, there's only a few holes, it's not completely perforated like a regular vent is supposed to be. It's a limited amount of holes, and they're smaller than the original ones, so it's still blocked. And I was trying to make that point across. And I feel like that sounds pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
That violates policy. That's a safety and health violation. If I work out in here, the glass still falls out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's common sense that that's not supposed to be done. That's still a blockage. But the chief inspector, instead of he didn't do no type of investigation. There wasn't no questions. The health and safety inspector didn't come down here and look at it to make sure that it was done properly. It was just automatically dismissed. And he said, just because the inspector granted my original grievance to make them come down here and do that in the first place, he was saying that according to policy 5120-9-31, that I no longer had a grievable matter because it was granted. But it wasn't really granted.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The problem still exists.
So they've got you in this cell that is only the span of about 4 steps in either direction. What size is that cell supposed to be per policy?
I'm sure I can't quote that. These cells are the size of the original cells. I should have made that clear earlier. They're the same size as the original cells. It's not the same size as the glass house cells.
Right.
So the point I'm making in here is because the other glass houses are glassed in and it obstructs the airflow, they're bigger and they don't have their vents blockaded. So in them cells, they have more air and they have more room around.
But yours is a special size that is much smaller.
Exactly. It's the size of a regular cell that's supposed to be open. Well, mine isn't open. It's closed. It's like being in a hole. You know what I mean? It's glassed in and the vents are blocked. So it makes the size of a regular cell seem a lot smaller and more harder to exist in because you can't even breathe it.
Right. So you're basically attempting every single day to try to survive in a small cell. And what happens to a person when they have to spend every single day just trying to survive in their environment and they don't have stimulation like, talk or any type of emotional connection with anybody else, and you don't have the ability to watch television, you don't have the ability, to listen to your music on the CD player that you had, you don't, and even if you can text people, it's limited. You're only allowed to text for 1 hour a day from 3:30 until 4:30. And how much talk time on the phone are you allowed to have per day?
Oh, I'm still able to get 4 hours of talk time, so I mean, that's what's up. But as far as everything else, people being in this type of situation, I've seen it personally. I've seen people break down, when you're in a cell with no type of stimulation whatsoever. You start to fantasize about things. You start to create your own internal stimuli, and then you can get lost in that world. So now you're falling back from social activity because you can't talk to people. Now people start socializing with themselves. They start retreating internally to where when you are able to socialize with people, you feel kind of standoffish. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're internally preoccupied with thoughts that are recurring through your head every single day, all day. It's like a cycle of thoughts, a bad thoughts, suicidal tendencies. Some people even get homicidal. People can get their hands on drugs that go all the way off the deep end with that. People hygiene. That's the first thing you start to feel. People stop showering, then they start doing.
How long did you go without a haircut or being able to have any beard trimmers or anything to tend to your own hygiene?
Man, I still can't get my own beard trimmers. That's over with. But I got to wait on them to give me a haircut, and I just went like 8 months.
8 months without a haircut. And so whenever they were getting ready to come and do the inspections, all of a sudden you got a haircut that day, right?
Absolutely. Just got one.
Yeah, after 8 months of you asking.
Yeah.
And have you put any requests in for eyeglasses or dental?
Yeah, I'm still on the waiting list for both of them.
And how long's it been?
I ain't seen the dentist in like 6 years since I came here, August 11, 2018.
And when you were free, you were going to the dentist twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were on the outside, you took care of your teeth. You went to the dentist twice a year, and, you had physicals, every year, and, you took care of yourself and maintained your health, and so, they lock you up and incarcerate you for crimes that you didn't commit, and you can't even get in to get a proper cleaning or to get your teeth taken care of, and you don't have access to eyeglasses.
Right. Yeah, I already got a prescription. I'm supposed to have reading glasses that's prescribed because I read a lot, and in the cell, when you're in this type of light and you're straining your eyes to read, that really takes a toll on your vision. But yeah,
so even if you do have the benefit of getting books, you have a difficult time reading them because you can't even, you don't even have corrective lenses to assist with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it used to be that you could get books donated, you could have people send you books, and nowadays they have severely restricted the access to books to most of the prison population because they came up with rules. What are the restrictive rules that they came up with?
They came up with a rule that no donations were able to be sent in from any organizations, even if they're religious. Everything that's sent in has to be from an approved visitor. And then once that happens, there has to be a receipt with the approved visitor's name on it. And so what they're doing is, if you're lucky, if you're fortunate enough to have an approved visitor that's willing to send you the books, then from that point on, they can start to discriminate against people that they don't like and just throw the receipts away. And then they can just say, there was no receipt, so you're not getting your books. And there's no way you can appeal that or, get any type of understanding. Even if your people send a screenshot of the electronic proceeding, because it's 2025 and companies are moving electronically now.
Yeah,
not all places can deal with physical receipts. People are emailing them in and they're still not trying to understand that or respect it. It's over.
Yeah.
So, they can just throw the receipts away and they don't have to prove it. They don't have to document that there wasn't a receipt. It's completely up to us. The burden is on us, to prove the proof of purchase and all that. And
so the families are purchasing books, and the prison is saying, "Oh, didn't come with a receipt," so they're asking you to pay to send the books back, or they're telling you that they're going to destroy the books. Isn't that correct?
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's just another way to make you guys feel like you're suffering some kind of injustice trauma.
For sure, I've been trying to get a religious item for about a year now, and every time I get it, I've tried on 3 separate occasions that deny every single time, saying that there's no receipt.
Right. So they're targeting you by not allowing you to have, books, here and there when they feel like it, and using excuses that are arbitrary that can't even be overcome by having the family members, send them the electronic receipts or the emails showing, that these books have been purchased. And tell me if I'm wrong, there's prisoners there that don't even have visitors or family members that can afford books, so they can't even get them donated.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And what access do you have to the library?
No.
You have no access whatsoever to the library.
No, if you were to kite the library and ask for a couple books, that's spending with some type of excuse, or we'll be around or wait. That'll never come.
People that are in long-time solitary confinement, you guys are supposed to have an hour of rec every day. In the last 60 days, how many days of rec have you had?
I'd say 15 would be generous.
So 15 days out of 60 days, you've had an hour out for rec.
Oh, for sure. Sure. And anytime I do go, I got to be stripped out on camera.
Right. So tell me some of the other things that were going on, before you had the situation that led up to this. It was the aftermath of what had happened with Melendez, and you were already struggling with that. Am I right?
Hell yeah.
So describe like what was going through your head and how you were feeling after that, and the types of things that were happening.
Yeah, well, after that happened, I was feeling really boxed in, and I was feeling like, well, first of all, I thought it was over with, because I'm innocent, and I come in here and I'm forced to be in a situation like that. And unfortunately, it goes the way it goes. So I'm already feeling like I'm never coming home for sure now. And I'm having flashbacks to the situation. I'm still locked up in the same place where it's happening. And now I'm starting to observe the COs and the staff that are involved with it coming around trying to cover themselves up. I can see them. I can see their whole strategy playing out right in front of my eyes. So I'm feeling like I'm locked in, and I'm never gonna make it out of here. I'm asking them. I'm not being rude about it. I'm asking them, like, what's up, man? I got indefinite solitary confinement. Like, can I get a transfer out of here? This is starting to mess with my mind. And they're basically telling me, like, you're never getting out of here. It's over with. Be comfortable. So, there was definitely...
And that's hard because all you've been doing is dreaming of getting back home because, the system failed you. You have very limited resources to be able to help yourself. You have to count on people out here, to help you, and you don't have any control over your own situation. And then while you're in there, you have to deal with these politics and with people that were supposed to be, maintaining the safety of your situation in there. And how safe is it when you're sitting in your cell minding your own business and they're opening up the cell and putting you out in a situation with a man that was threatening you?
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, exactly. They knew exactly what was about to go down. There's nobody in the block to stop it. They bought the doors, and what happened, and then, after the fact, they want to continue to play games, and they're hitting me with the death penalty. At one point, when I was in solitary confinement, they slid me an indictment. They had 4 death penalty specifications, so now my mind is starting to wander off in that direction. And then I'm asking them to be, sent closer to home so I can just be with my family and focus on my case and better myself and get away from this negative environment. Because I've been down here for 6 years already. And they're telling me I can't because of my security classification. Even though I'm literally watching other people with my security classification being rolled out immediately, from J1, before they even get back to 4B. They're riding out back there while I'm back there being told I can't ride out, so it's like they're rubbing it in my face. And they're literally coming to tell me to my face I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
I'm just feeling real trapped in.
Right.
Thank you for using GT.